Welcome to Two Girls, One Crime, the podcast where we peel back the layers of the darkest crimes ever committed, one terrifying tale at a time. I'm your host, Christy, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Kayla.
So, some stories involve cold-blooded killers, other twisted conspiracies, but this one is about a place that destroyed kids legally.
Legally?
Legally.
Oof, okay.
Today we're diving into the horrifying story of the Academy at Ivy Ridge. It's so-called boarding school for troubled teens that turned out to be one of the most abusive, cult-like institutions in recent history. Have you ever heard of that, though?
I have not. Like, is it a...
Do you ever watch Dr. Phil?
Not very often.
Well, he's one of the people that's known to, like, these, I guess the parents go in and with the troubled teens, and I watched a few episodes of him sending kids off to places like this.
Oh, so this is the Dr. Phil pushed school. Is it a school?
I mean, I don't consider it a school.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's what they want to call themselves. I guess it's more like a, I don't know what you would call it. Because they call it a boarding school.
Like
they
military
live there,
school,
but
kind of?
like, kind of, I guess.
Okay.
Because some of their stuff was kind of like that. I don't know.
Well, let's get right to the news.
It operated quietly in Ogdensburg, New York from 2001 to 2009, but what happened inside those walls left lasting scars on hundreds of kids, many of whom are still speaking out today. It sounded like hope to desperate parents. Ivy Ridge claimed to be a structured, therapeutic school for kids aged 12 to 18. It was run by Jason Finlinson and at one point connected to the WASP network.
Okay,
An organization,
what's the WASP network?
It's an organization tied to many abusive teen programs. So whenever I do my research on the WASP program, to me it's more like, kind of like what you said, the military type style, but it's like very strict, kind of like in a way of like trying to break kids down and trying to get them to be better. That's the best way I can describe it.
I don't think this is a good thing for kids, especially if they're
it's really
trouble.
not.
You're not going to break them.
No, but it's kind of like a juvenile delinquency thing, in my opinion.
Ah, okay.
But it's more brutal.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I've heard some stories on some. So when I was in college for psychology, there was a guy that had been in juvenile detention when he was young, and he was telling us some stories, and oh my God, it is not a good place. Like, there was kids getting raped and people holding other kids down. Like, it was bad.
Well, I believe that, like, that's what happened to most of these kids in here.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
this is going to be heartbreaking.
parents were promised discipline, therapy, and even education. What they got? A program that resembled more of a cult-like prison than a school.
Like a doomsday cult?
Yeah.
We're not drinking Kool-Aid together, are we?
No.
Okay.
But we're doing some weird ritual-like stuff.
Yay!
So, from the moment the kids arrived, they were stripped, sometimes literally, of any sense of humanity.
I thought when you meant stripped, like their clothes are taken off of
They
them.
are.
So as soon as you get there,
Like, literally, they were
so
stripped,
they're going to
too.
prison, essentially.
So,
How
one of the
embarrassing.
documentaries that I watched on it, they were talking about how whenever they first got there that they would be taken into, like, a bathroom, and they were made to take all their clothes off, and it's like the whole squat and cough type deal.
Okay, so as a teenager, can you imagine that? Like, you already got body problems because you're gangly, you're weird, you're a teenager. You haven't grown into your feet or whatever. And you're made to take your clothes off in front of adults. That's got to be traumatizing in itself.
What was even worse was that they said that, like, there was boys, it was a school for boys and girls, but even the girls were getting strip searched by male officers, as
no.
you want to call it, but they're staff members, officers,
No.
whatever you want to say.
No, that's
But
not
yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, not at
As
all.
a female, I wouldn't want to strip search a boy.
Well, and these kids didn't even know why they were there. Like, they had no idea why they were there.
So do they just pick them up in the middle of the night?
In the
Do
middle
parents...
of the night, they would get picked up.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So, the only things that they were allowed were 2 sets of pajamas, a uniform, basic toiletries, a letterbox, and a few photos. Anything else that was brought in was illegal. So that was literally all they got.
So they're just taking their humanity
Yeah.
right from the
So
get-go.
it's a boarding school, but yet nothing Nothing's even allowed.
This is sad already.
Well, wait till you get to the rules.
Oh, gosh.
Because it's pretty bad. Phone calls were monitored. If a kid even hinted that something was wrong, click. Call ended, privileges were lost. So people was listening into the conversations, just like in jail. They were listening.
As a parent, though, if my kids started telling me something, the phone went dead, that's a red flag.
But all these parents were brainwashed.
How easy is it to be brainwashed? Because apparently
I don't know.
it's a common thing.
I know, but I don't get it. Students were forbidden.
Words
Forbidden.
are hard. It's okay.
From going outside. So covered walkways made sure of that. They were allowed one quote unquote fun day a year. Just
A
one.
year?
A year.
So they get no vitamin D from the sun.
Nothing.
You can't go outside.
And wait until you hear the rules.
I mean, that
later.
alone is bad enough. You have no human contact outside of that.
Nothing. But what's really funny about the one fun day out of the year, that was like their media day. That's whenever they would allow these kids to have fun, and they would come and take pictures and videos for their media as an advertisement thing, just to show that, like, oh, it's great here. But
This is hostage vibes.
Yeah.
Like, this is hostage
they literally
situations.
weren't allowed to leave. Like, when I was watching the documentary, she said that whenever she was taken away in the middle of the night by some random guys that come in her house and put her in handcuffs, didn't let her know where she was going or nothing. And whenever she got to the school, when she walked through the door, she turned around to go back and get her stuff out of the vehicle, and they told her she wasn't allowed to leave the building at all anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So scary.
So my question for you is, what do you think this kind of isolation does to a young teenager? No friends, no fresh air, and no real human connection.
Oh, it's detrimental. In general, humans are creatures of habit. They're social creatures. We are, as humans, are social creatures. We crave other people. So to take a teenager, these are crucial
Especially in their
years.
years,
Right.
yeah.
These are crucial years. This is where you're learning to become an adult. That's going to change their whole future.
Like, I feel like
this shouldn't be allowed.
It's really gonna, like, affect their trust issues too.
Oh, absolutely. You're in your home where you're supposed to be safe. People come in per your parents' request. That right there is pretty bad. There's no trust there at all. I'm not going to trust my parents anymore.
Yeah. But I wonder what they done at that point to get it to be, for them to have been sent.
It couldn't
away.
have been that bad if the police weren't involved. Like, these kids aren't out murdering somebody. Would they steal a car? Which is not good. Don't steal a car. But this thing should not be allowed. Nobody can do anything
But
that
I wonder
bad.
if the parents even knew it was that bad, because all this false advertisement.
I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere, nobody's going to advertise the bad part. Even as a person, I'm not going to tell you all my bad qualities when I first meet you. That's something you'll learn later.
But the thought of them, like, literally just making, oh, we're going to let you have fun for a day.
But this is the way you're going to have fun.
Yeah.
That's not fun. That's
And
that's
I think
a cult.
they even picked certain people who they were going to be. So I don't even think everybody was even involved in it. I could be wrong, but
This is awful. I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like these people.
Well, that's not even the worst of it. Kids who acted out were sent to a place called the Intervention. It was a small room where they were forced to lie on the floor, arms behind their backs, chins down for hours, sometimes all day.
So that's the hole. They
Yeah,
got put in
pretty
the hole.
much. But even if you're in the hole, you can still just sit there or walk around or something.
And who wants to lay in the same position for hours? This is child abuse, if you ask me.
It really is. But I couldn't, like, that would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I couldn't make my kids stand in the corner.
Because your neck would start hurting.
Yeah, your whole
and-
body's gonna hurt. I couldn't let my kids stand in a corner without going to jail, like, for hours at a time. That's child abuse.
Yeah. I mean, I would break. I wouldn't be able to. I would probably be begging to
Yeah,
get out.
I would definitely need to
Which,
go
I mean,
home.
I'm sure all these kids were. Like, even the ones in the documentary that were talking about their time there, they were complaining about how, like, they were scared because there was literally nothing that they could do. Nobody was on their side.
How vulnerable is that feeling? There's absolutely nothing you can do. You're just at the mercy of these people that you don't even know.
You're not even allowed to talk to the other kids that are there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No communication at all.
This is like Eastern State Penitentiary. These kids are literally in prison.
And whenever I was doing research on this, I still think that there's places similar to this that are still open today.
They should not be. Shut her down.
Others were given challenges. For example, they had to carry a heavy box of paper everywhere, even during gym class, and could never set it down.
Why? That doesn't make any sense.
I think what these people that were running this business as a form of like discipline was that they basically want them to beg, I guess. Because if you think a big box full of papers is going to be very heavy.
Right.
And they had to hold it a certain way. And it was full of papers and stuff.
What are you learning from that?
I don't know. I guess how heavy boxes of papers are.
This is just so
But she
stupid.
had, like, the one that was talking about it was saying that she even had to hold that box while she was running a gym. Could you imagine that?
No, I'd drop it in
She had to walk like that for 2 weeks, she said. Like, she had to carry
2 weeks?
She had to carry that thing around for 2 weeks.
That's just torture.
It really is. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
No, me
I
either.
wouldn't have done it.
No, me either.
I would have been like, I'll just.
I'd be
whatever,
living in a
I
hole.
guess. Yeah. So staff members known as dorm parents were the enforcers of it. But the most terrifying was George Tulip, director of the boys' dorm.
Tulip?
Tulip. Mr. Tulip.
Ugh, I don't
Yeah.
like him already. Your name's stupid.
He performed over 200 physical restraints in just 6 weeks.
Oh my God. 206 weeks? So this was a psychopath. This guy's a psycho. He's a sociopath.
I think he just, like, wanted to torture kids, honestly.
He probably liked to touch them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there was some rape going on in there.
Ugh, Mr. Tulip. You're... Mm-mm.
Some were caught on video, kids being choked, even dragged by the neck. Yeah.
Are these people in jail?
No.
They should be.
Yeah, they should be. You need to watch the documentary.
I don't know if
called
my
The
heart
Program
can take it.
on Netflix. Like, it shows them getting beat up literally by these people.
I'm not doing that.
For no reason.
I can't do that.
Well, it's pretty rough, but
Mm-mm.
it's pretty interesting, though. Like, these kids that done the documentary, like in their adult years, have went back to try to find these people that done this to them and are questioning them, and a lot of them are still denying it.
It's on video. How are you denying it?
I don't know.
I hope these adult kids go around and just start choking these people out when they find them because they deserve it.
They do. Students were even made to eat their vomit, lie in urine all day, and scrub the toilets with their toothbrush, and then they were made to use the same toothbrush on their teeth.
Oh my gosh. This literally is torture.
Yeah.
This is child abuse.
That's just abuse
to the
at
max.
that point, yeah. Well, even before that was abuse, but that definitely is just... I would have refused. There's no way.
No, I'd have made my toothbrush into a shank.
Yeah.
I say that, but then I'd probably do exactly what they tell me because I'd be scared.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's what they were, because they were kids. I mean, they didn't really know anything.
I mean, as an adult, I'd be scared. I'd never make it in prison.
So I wonder, like, the staff, how they felt, like, whenever they went in there, if they knew what it was like.
As an adult, why would you even do this? I don't care.
I would have to be like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't need a job that bad.
I wonder if anyone were, like, made us sign a contract or anything.
I'm sure they all loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to
Well,
work and
some of
do
them-
what you're doing.
Some of them did say that they knew it was wrong, but
But
they
I
didn't
did it
really
anyway?
Yeah, they didn't really know
You
how
can't
to...
think on your own. I can think. Guess
I wouldn't
what?
be able to lay
I
down in
quit.
that. Yeah.
There you go. I'm done. I quit.
I
And I'm
wouldn't be
going to
able to
turn everybody
sleep.
in.
Yeah.
Once again, I'd sing like a bird. Narc. I would be the Pixie Narc.
So, how does someone even justify that? Do you think staff were trained to be abusive, or did this system create monsters?
I think a little of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a pre-qualification for this job to be a psychopath, because normal people are not going to do that.
Well, none of the staff had to be qualified in any way. Like, the only thing that they had to have was a GED, high school
But as a
diploma.
human, you know this is wrong. When you're making a kid eat their own vomit, that's wrong.
But I don't think they would have known that stuff whenever they went in there. Surely not.
But the first time you see it,
Yeah, I would have left.
yeah, do you not have a backbone and
Yeah.
get out?
And these are kids.
And you see a kid being dragged down the hallway? No.
Well, there was literally on video of them literally choking a kid, like pushing him against the wall and choking him.
This is awful.
Yeah.
I don't need a job that bad.
No, I definitely would have left.
Oh yeah,
But
you
yeah,
got
the
opinion.
ones that stayed, yeah, I definitely think that they're a part of.
Yeah, they probably enjoyed it. And so I don't remember what it was, but I think it was back in the 60s or 70s. A bunch of college kids did this like experiment, and they were divided. I think there was like 20 of them, and they were divided evenly. Some of the kids became so-called prisoners, while other ones became the guards. Well, after so long, this experiment turned awful because the guards started getting this God complex, and they started torturing these other college kids. So it goes to show you, the more power you get, sometimes even as a regular college kid, the power goes to your head, and then you start abusing people. And the more you do it, you just become okay with it. You almost become numb.
Well, that's
Like
actually
the government had to pull that experiment.
that's actually kind of funny because that's what these kids were made to do. There was some kids that were quote unquote the good kids, and they were what was considered a dorm parent too. So even some of these kids were playing the part of restraining these other kids.
And you do it to survive. I'm sure those kids were
Well-
doing it so it didn't happen to them.
There's tiers that they had to go through in order to be released from the academy. And that was one of the top things. Like, so I feel like they wanted out so bad that they just were doing what they had to do.
I mean, you're going to do what you have to do to survive.
Yeah.
So to fix these kids, they're torturing them and then making them become torturers.
Yeah. You're just causing them more mental.
Oh yeah, you're not helping this kid.
No. Ivy Ridge wasn't just about punishment, it was about control, complete, and psychological domination. Students weren't allowed to talk, look out windows, make eye contact, smile, cry, or touch anyone. So you couldn't cry, you couldn't smile, you weren't allowed to show any kind of emotion at all. None.
Jeez.
Girls had to wear braids, no makeup, no mirrors, and couldn't even close the bathroom door. So whenever they went into the bathroom, they weren't allowed to close the stalls for any reason, and the staff watched them the whole time.
Ugh.
Yeah. The school operated on a 6-level point system, and only those who reached level 6 were allowed to go home. But getting to that level was nearly impossible.
So what was the average stay? Months? Years?
Most of them were in there for months. Some was in there for years. I think whenever I was watching the documentary, I think the longest one was like 3 years that she was
Oh
in
my
there.
gosh.
Yeah.
And the parents never picked up on any of this?
But she was determined. She was like, I'm not doing what you're wanting me to do.
Good for her.
Yeah, so
That's probably why she stayed
She was
so
like,
long.
I'm not, no, you're not going to break me. I'm not doing it. So I think she was the same one that was made to carry the box around too.
They should sue all these people.
Well, I'm sure they are. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Teens were placed into families and had to do daily group therapy sessions where they were forced to confront each other. The only contact with the outside world, a family rep who acted like a spokesperson between the school and the parents and often lied to cover up what was really happening. So these kids weren't even allowed to talk to their parents. They had to go through another student, as you want to call them.
Oh my goodness.
And they had to communicate with the family. Oh yeah, your kid's doing great.
No, let me talk to my kid.
Yeah. That, me as a parent, that would be definitely a red flag to me.
Oh, absolutely.
Why are you? And
When's
surely they would
family
have
day?
noticed. I don't know.
Like, even as a troubled teen, you deserve to have family day and stuff. They have family day in prison.
I know that they were allowed to have visitors sometimes, but it was like prison, you could even have more contact than they were. Like, there was one girl that said she had to hold her arm out like that. And, like, she wasn't allowed to touch her dad. And they were like, yeah, that's how out of reach you are to your family and all this and that.
Goodness.
So, like, mentally, they were
This is
just...
psychological warfare.
Yeah. It was, like, mental abuse.
I hate all these people.
Yeah. So, every few weeks... Yeah, so...
I got you. My first one was absolutely.
Every few weeks, they were subjected to bizarre brainwashing seminars, inspired by cult programs like Synanon. Have you ever heard of Synanon?
I have not.
So, exercises included crawling on the floor like babies or hitting towels wrapped up in tape for hours.
What in the world?
Could you imagine walking into a room with a bunch of kids just crawling around like babies? Like, I really don't know what
happening?
the process... Like, I don't know.
Who thinks of this stuff?
You are going to crawl around like babies, and you're not going to be bad anymore.
Okay. This is, you know what? From now on, your punishment will be crawling. You have saved my life. I am no longer a thief.
Yeah. They had to do that for hours, days, they said, at a time, with no break in between. Like, nothing.
I'd be crawling right out that door.
I mean, you know, your hands and knees would have to hurt by that point.
Well, yeah.
And then the whole pool noodle, like, thing, well, they said it was a towel, but I don't get it.
I don't understand any of this.
So what point does this stop being therapy and become a full-on psychological warfare?
Day one.
You already said that.
Day one. When you strip me of everything I've got and make me stand there naked in front of people.
I would have never even took my clothes off. I'd have been like, no.
Nope. You're going to have to hold me down.
I just don't see why it took that long, because they were operating for 8 years before.
8 years?
It's 2001, 2009. So, yeah, it went on for 8 years.
Good Lord. Did anybody pass away in this facility?
That I don't know. I wasn't able to find anything, but I'm sure...
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people probably committed suicide after, if they were ever out. Because, I mean, all the torture that they were put through.
Yeah.
And they were belittled by staff, so...
I just don't see how, in one person's mind, anybody's like, oh, this is going to be the best thing these kids could ever receive.
I don't know. I wouldn't send my kid there either.
No.
Eventually, the pressure exploded. A group of boys plotted a riot using metal bed parts to smash windows and lights. They overwhelmed staff, chanted, causing chaos, and tried to escape. 30 students made it out, but most were caught. 12 were criminally charged.
So the kids get in trouble for this, and none of the adults do.
But here's the part that I found really interesting, was that one of the students later said that jail was a luxury compared to Ivy Ridge.
That's awful.
So he really didn't want to leave. Like, he would have preferred to have been in jail other than having to go back there.
I'm sure.
So, at that point, I would just be like, you know what? Just send me to jail.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and get this over with.
Just send me to juvie.
Yeah. Be shanking one of those guard parents people. Just take me on out to jail.
Well, these parents thought that they were doing their kids good by, like, sending them out there. But then whenever they finally got home, a lot of them kind of just cut ties with their parents.
I think I would
because... And some of the parents, well, most of the parents were like, we really didn't know it was that bad, or we would have never...
You didn't pick up on any... I've been here for 5 minutes listening to the story, and I can already tell you what's wrong.
Even the parents were made to do these therapy sessions, too. Not as long, and they could go home after.
You're going to make me crawl around like a baby.
I've been like, if that's what my kids are doing, I don't know.
And not one person was like, this is stupid. I'm not crawling around like a baby, and you're not going to wrap me in a towel.
Yeah. Well, the girl who actually was the director of the documentary on Netflix, the program, her dad actually got smart and pulled her out of the program. Like, he was realizing that, like,
well, thank God.
Something's not right.
But, I mean, I just... Like, how weak-minded are you that you're like, oh, okay, cool. I can't talk to my kids.
I mean,
they're wrapping me up in towels when I go, because this is such great therapy.
Speaking of towels, that was funny, because the parents, as part of their therapy session, whenever they went, they had the men dress up like women and, like, trot around and do, like, these little skits and stuff.
What?
You've got to watch the documentary.
This is stupid.
But and that's what they were talking about. Like their parents were doing things like they would have never done. But I think the parents were just determined
I'm
to
just
make
at my
sure
wit's
they're.
end, honey. Just put this dress on. Let's do it.
I think they were just so
Stupid. Sorry.
stupid. Yeah, but I think they were just at the like they didn't know what to do.
I would hope to God that
I mean, really, it was somebody
if I
told me.
signed us up for this and they said, Rick, put this dress on, my husband would say,
Are you sure Rick would say no?
He wears his toe socks, but I think he'd cut it off at a dress.
I really wonder what they told the kids, like the parents of the kids, to get them in those dresses. You are gonna put this tutu on, and you're gonna trot around, and don't forget your little fairy wands.
Oh, this sounds like great therapy.
You really
My
need to
family's
watch
really
it.
thriving from this.
There was some clips of them.
Oh my God. I'm gonna YouTube just that portion.
It's pretty funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it is kind of funny.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, if I went in there for a meeting, like, I would think you would be giving me advice on how to.
Speak, talk, communicate with my kid.
Yeah, about how to properly handle them and like ways of
What?
you know.
Who in the world
You
thought
put this
that this
tutu on and you trot around while they're being bad, and that's gonna help.
And what is that gonna change?
I guess make them laugh. I don't know.
Oh my God, that's just what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna put Chris in a tutu. Trot around.
Trot around, we're
every
having
time
family trouble. Put this tutu on. You know it always works.
It worked for them.
It's so stupid.
It really is. After the sister school, Casa by the Lake, was shut down by the Mexican military
Whoa,
students.
whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a sister school.
There's multiple sister schools.
So this
But
was
this one
so
in particular-
successful that they made a chain out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my Lord, I think I'm dumber just from listening to this story.
So the Mexican military shut them down, and the students were transferred to Ivy Ridge, causing overcrowding and medical neglect. The
Oh my
school finally
gosh.
closed in 2009, but not before the years of abuse, trauma, and legal battles. So, I mean, they eventually did get shut down, but it took 8 years.
Or 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years of people prancing around in tutus and getting beat up before anybody's like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Well, wait until we get down to this part, because it's even more like, it's not for what they say it's for.
I think this is somebody's weird, sick fantasy.
Yeah. It's legit a cult.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me any different. It's a cult.
No, this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I say that every podcast. I don't know where you get these stories from.
Okay. Well, in 2024, Netflix dropped the bombshell docuseries, which is what I was telling you about, the program Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping. And it was directed by the survivor, Catherine Kubler. She's the one I was talking about that
Carried the
was
box.
made to, like, no, that was a different one. But this one's the one that they made her, like, reach out to her dad and see how far he is away from you and all that.
That's just awful.
She's the one that goes and was, like, finding all these people that were staff members and asking them, and yeah. It's a really good show. It really is. I mean, it's sad.
So, are the staff members on the show?
Yes. There are some that she got a hold of that were talking.
And they're just like, oh, everything was legit.
Mm-hmm. But they say the same thing. They were like, didn't know what they were getting into.
Okay, whatever.
And
The minute
blah,
you
blah,
ask
blah,
me to
blah.
lay my
Oh,
hands on a child, I'm done.
One of these guys actually, I think he's the one that was done all those restraints. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's him. He's a pastor now.
Oh, Tulip is a pastor now.
I'm pretty sure he's the one. One of them was. And
So
I'm
what
almost
happens if you
positive
don't
that's
accept the
what-
Lord? He punch you in the face?
Well, she showed up to him at church one
Good.
day, and he's like, I ain't talking to you.
Because he needs to be drowned in the baptized pool.
I agree with that one. He's definitely not where he needs to be. The series sparked a new investigation by the New York Attorney General and brought national attention back to the troubled teen industry. Ivy Ridge was found to have no licensed teachers, no training for staff, fake diplomas,
Oh my goodness.
only one certified teacher for 500 kids. They spent just $4 a day per student on food and brought in $1.5 million a month in tuition.
So where's all this money going?
No.
Right in somebody's pocket.
Yep. Exactly. Because the kids aren't eating. I mean, they were eating their vomit.
Oh, God. This is just disgusting.
I know, it really is. So, do you think these programs were about rehabilitation or just money? Who should be held responsible?
Money. It's all about money. And the founders and every staff member should be in trouble.
I think they want to call it rehabilitation, but it's their way of just getting away with abuse.
It's torture. They're finding all these sadists and putting them in these programs and just torturing these kids because they like it. And you can't tell me any different.
The tuition was like $3,000 a month for one child, and you're only paying $4, spending $4 on a kid. You're not paying any teachers. The staff are underpaid.
So I'm wondering,
somebody's living big.
Excuse me. Somebody's driving a Lamborghini around and probably got 3 houses.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be somewhere, and it sure ain't in the school.
Right.
Many former students now suffer from PTSD, depression, and anxiety. Some never repaired the damage to their families. Others are still fighting to have their trauma acknowledged.
These kids deserve reparations.
Oh, I'm sure they
You
have
ask me.
PTSD, especially like the girls that were there and that were assaulted, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that there was lots of rapes
during that time and developing, and
these are critical times in a kid's life.
Especially the anxiety, like my trust issues, I wouldn't have none.
Oh no, and I just can't get over the fact that none of these adults thought, this is not normal. Nobody alerted authorities. Nobody did everything. You just come to work like you're just,
As a kid, I wouldn't trust anybody because the staff that were there done it to you. Your parents were the ones that sent you off. These random people come and took you.
You're not secure
and I wouldn't
anyway.
even know if I'd be able to trust the people that were suffering it with me, especially if they were being made to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some that's probably holds grudges, but then others are thinking they had to do what they had to do to survive as well.
Well, the program, they have a lot of the kids that were there, and so it's kind of like a therapy thing for them, probably, just getting together and talking about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Kind of like AA meetings, but for trauma.
Good Lord.
Cult trauma. So the sad part, programs like Ivy Ridge still exist today, just under different names, like Sedona Sky Academy, Sorenson's Ranch, and Spring Ridge Academy. So these are like probably out west, I guess.
Yeah, none of this all needs to be shut down. I mean, kids have went to these wilderness places for troubled teens and been killed.
I watched multiple ones where they're like made to go in hot conditions, days without food, water, nothing, and they end up dying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew it, but Paris Hilton actually was in one of those. She's a big spokesperson for these people. Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, she had to be. She was sent to one of these academies similar to this. I don't remember the name of it, but she actually wrote a book on it.
Well, good for her for using her platform for it, though.
She's a spokesperson for them. Like, she talks about all the trauma that she went through.
They need to be shut down.
Yeah, they really do. All of them. The academy at Ivy Ridge wasn't a school. It was a machine built to break children under the illusion of help.
Yeah, there was no help.
Duh.
No help at all.
Let it serve as a warning because the troubled teen industry is still thriving, hidden in plain sight. What do you think needs to change in this industry? Should there be a federal oversight?
Oh, absolutely. No, there should not be an oversight. There should be none of it.
Yeah.
It needs to be shut down. This is not working.
I think we have, I know we have a huge problem with behaviors in kids nowadays. Which, honestly, it boils down to the parents.
Absolutely.
But I definitely don't agree with anything like that. I
No.
think they need to get to the root problem of why the kids have behaviors, which normally stem from home issues.
Yeah.
Trauma from home, abuse from home.
I mean,
That is what needs to be seen and talked about.
yeah, I think the problem is family communication. Like, there's no family unit anymore.
There's really not. Most kids are being raised by somebody other than their parents or single parents.
And it's low poverty, and people are just want to be on their phones all the time. So there's no communication. There's no quality time.
And times are definitely different.
Oh, for sure.
But I think, like with kids now with behavior, I think they need to focus on the real problem and getting them the help than just automatically, oh, well, we're going to send you off, do this and that. Which, I mean, I get some kids just really need the help and be sent off.
Yeah.
But I think there should be a process before that.
But if they are sent to like a hospital or whatever, there has to be rules and regulations, and people
And
there has to be check
support.
and
Needs
balances.
yes, and it still needs to be the same, but it doesn't need to be like a cult.
No. It should be, there should be huge restrictions on everything.
Like, these people didn't even do background checks or nothing on these people. And they weren't even taught, like, one of them, they had mentioned that they didn't even know that they had a fake diploma.
Oh
So
my
he had planned to apply for college, and whenever he went, like, he found out that his diploma was useless because it wasn't even true.
How devastating is that?
Yeah,
You
he
thought you
was
accomplished
upset.
something.
Yeah. Out of all that, you can get one thing.
Right.
And he didn't even have that. So I couldn't imagine, because then you're going to have to go through a whole nother process.
So why isn't that a problem? Because I know if I don't send my kids to school, I get in trouble.
There was some way around it, apparently, that they were using a homeschool program.
Oh gosh.
So it was like a Bible course thing. So they were talking about how they were on the computer for hours. There wasn't even any teacher to teach them anything. So
This
the
is
computers
just so sad.
were teaching them, but they weren't.
So their education
It wasn't even
hindered
accredited,
as well.
so they didn't get a diploma.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, this is awful.
Yeah.
And I hope these kids just make it. Like, I hope something somewhere, somebody does something to help them.
This was filmed just last year, and like, there was one of them that has all the records and stuff, because they went back to the abandoned building and went through the building, and there's all kinds of files still there, like all these kids' legal documents and stuff.
Ooh, where's this at?
New York. Yeah, I want to go too.
You see the wheels turning.
But I guess they got a hold of the ones that they could, and I actually looked them up on the internet, and they have a website for people that went to Ivy Ridge, and they can get in contact with them to receive all of their records. So
Oh my gosh.
I thought that was pretty cool, though, that
Yeah.
even after all this time, like, they're
But
coming
you
together
know
to do
stuff's
that.
not put in them.
No.
They, I'm sure, admitted a lot of stuff.
Well, they were made to tell their parents that they were, like, on drugs and stuff, and, like, they made them lie about all kinds of stuff just so that they could,
Torture them.
yeah, because they wanted to go home so bad that they were at that point, I'll do whatever I can to get
Yeah.
home. And they were, like, calling them crack whores and all this. And in the documentary, one of the girls that was told to say she was doing crack and all this, she found in her file the negative drug test, a negative pregnancy test, and she sent it to the guy in the mail.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was like, you made me lie, and I knew I wasn't like that.
Wow.
Yeah, like, they were just, even as adults, like, they're still being tortured by it.
I hate these people.
Yeah,
They have ruined
and they're
people's
still
lives.
just living their life like it ain't nothing.
Our system is so broken.
It really is. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Two Girls, One Crime. If you found the story as disturbing as we did, please share, leave a review, and help us shine light on places that rely on silence to survive. Until next time, question everything, protect the vulnerable, and stay safe.
And don't be dumb.
That don't, yeah.